Yeah, you're good now.
Okay. Okay. So, all right, I think we can go to the next game then, yeah? This
Yeah.
game obviously did not have much to offer.
Yeah, I think I know pretty much, yeah, what went wrong. It's just taking on B2.
Yeah. And it's just worse when you realize that you anyway know the correct idea and still end up playing the wrong move.
Yeah.
So, okay, let's go for this one. So this is like a Slav G3. Um, well, okay, so this line offers pretty much nothing to white actually. And it's been a long time since this line is already equalized, you can say.
Even with the center, he doesn't have anything. Like even if
No, this center is actually very unstable because black will just play e5, yeah, at some point.
mm,
So basically, if I get e5, d5, and bishop c5, let's say, then of course black is doing fine.
hmm
To stop it, well, if white plays e5, then c5 comes.
hmm
So I think technically white is not doing so good. Generally, they play queen b6 actually, queen b3. Sorry, I mean in this position. This is the main
Yeah.
way to play. So queen b3, queen b6, and c5. So this is how they play queen c7, bishop f4, queen c8. So this is the main line, which usually is preferred in this position. But
Oh.
okay, I mean it's just a theory, so it's equal anyway. And it's like okay, I have faced knight e5 couple of times maybe in online chess and never in practice because it's just not looking so good for white anymore. It's very difficult to hold on to the center, you know. I mean, black usually goes e5 as quickly as possible.
Got it. Makes sense.
So here, okay, c5 came. Of course, now I think if anybody is better, it has to be black.
hmm
G4. Okay, so bishop at 6, I have bishop g6. So maybe here we should take already cd4. I was looking at this game last time even. I've put in some analysis as well. So basically, I think cd4 was a missed opportunity in this position.
Mm,
The point is when you go bishop at 6, I just play bishop g6. And now how are you going to defend two pieces?
I see.
So cd4 would have just won a pawn, yeah? Queen d4 is not possible. Bishop c5.
Right.
I think this would have
Yeah.
been c takes d4 would have been just simpler. But anyway, black got a very good game after bishop e4. So this was also like a very, very strange move. At least try to defend this with bishop e3.
Yeah.
Bishop
I think he was
e4,
very set on sacrificing on h6 to go for some type of
some
checkmate.
attack. Yeah.
Something. Yeah.
But you know, I think this justifies the rule, yeah, that when the center is open, it's not so easy to get a flank attack, right?
Yeah.
And that's why cd4 here is perfect. Bishop at 7, king at 7, and I think it's just lost for white.
hmm
Yeah, this looks really bad for white.
Yeah, I mean there are no attacking pieces to attack. And Rafi even goes and grabs the other pawn as well. So it's like three pawns now.
hmm
It's just too much.
Yeah, I'm glad I played f5 though, because I almost considered taking with the knight first, but I think that would give a lot of play down the f file.
Um, okay, maybe taking with the knight, so without allowing rook f7, yeah, you mean?
Right. Because I was planning to play queen e8 in response, but I think it runs into some
Rook g7.
complications, I think, yeah, after rook g7.
Yeah, maybe not necessary at least. f5 looks so simple, you know?
Right. Yeah, yeah. I'm getting the c4 pawn next anyway.
Yeah, yeah, this game was again very decent enough, and like, okay, I would say that your opponent had no chance in this one.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, can go for the next one. This was in a Queen's Indian. Yeah, I remember seeing this as well. Okay, so this d6 is, of course, not one of the main ideas in this line. Usually black plays bishop e7, castles, and knight c3 and knight e4. So this is the main idea how the line should be played. There are, of course, some interesting points to remember. So basically, after castles, the most challenging line for white is to play d5.
Oh,
So we are trying to shut the bishop down, and if he takes, now we go knight h4.
interesting.
So this is the most, like you can say, as I said, yeah, the challenging idea from white side to play in this line. So I'm not very sure how d6 changes it. So castle is obviously fine, and
Wait, can we go back for 1 second? When do I play d5? Before
you. So basically, when bishop e7 is played, and now after castling, black is ready to play knight e4. Yeah, if you play knight c3.
yeah.
So to stop that, we play d5, like to just make some hindrances. So now the point is, because the b7 bishop is shut, white wants to play knight c3 and e4.
Okay, so he takes it,
Takes it, and we go knight h4.
and he protects the pawn with c6.
d6, we take. He has to take. We go knight f5. So it's like really good compensation right now for white. And white will play e4, e5, e4, knight c3, e4, queen g4. So some attacking ideas.
So white's down a pawn though.
Yes, it's a pawn down compensation position.
So what if black just navigates all this and I'm just down a pawn?
No, it's not that easy. Like it's not so easy for black to navigate this position. So
You don't think
basically,
black can easily play knight f6 and d5 and just be up?
no, not so easy. So I'll play e4.
Mm,
So when you go d5, I go knight c3. So this was very famous actually. We go bishop g5. You can see the development there that we are getting right now.
mm,
So it is a bit tricky to play this position as black.
I see.
I mean, as you said, yeah, like if black just develops and plays d5. So the point is, even if you develop and play d5, still it's not easy. But this is a sharp line, so this needs proper preparation, and only then we can proceed. But here is the question, like we discussed to play the Catalan, yeah, against the Nimzo structures. So you
Mhm.
have to start with g3, yeah. I mean, only when you start with g3, you avoid all the Queen's Indian setups.
Oh,
That's the thing I think
so
you got confused here.
if he plays b6 and bishop g2 and knight c6, then does that work for black or
So
no?
then we play d5, yeah. So
Okay, I gotcha. Yeah, now he's losing some material, I think.
yeah, I mean, okay, it will be difficult for him to play this position. And also you can notice the moment black develops his knight to c6, he cannot get that knight e4 idea so easily.
Right. Interesting. I've been playing this knight f3 this whole time. Okay, so I have to play g3 first.
I mean, if you want to go for the Catalan lines, you have to start with g3. If Queen's Indian lines, then okay, then you can go for knight f3. But I remember we didn't discuss Queen's Indian. We only agreed upon the Catalan. Yeah.
Yeah, I wanted to see if he would go for the Nimzo type of thing with bishop b4 and stuff like that. That's why I play knight f3. But I mean, I guess
That's
like
that.
if I play g3, could he just then transpose this into like I don't know, can he play c5 or something? Does that really do anything?
You mean we also discussed that part, like if he goes c5, we will now go knight f3.
I see.
So basically the thing is, with this move order, even if you play knight f3, he can still play c5, you know.
Right, right.
So we won't get the regular Benoni thing that we discussed. Like we cannot get our Samish in the Benoni, which we are supposed to play.
Right.
So
Times like these where I feel like I need flashcards because I keep forgetting slight variations like this.
I mean, these move order tricks are actually very important, you know, to figure out,
Yeah.
especially like, okay, for
Yeah.
somebody who plays multiple systems, for him, it's not an issue. But somebody who has very fixed mainline repertoires, for them, it has to be very accurate in the move orders because one move here and there, and you end up in a completely new opening.
Right.
Agreed. Yeah.
Because see, when Rafi went for this knight f3 line, he's right now in a main line of the Queen's Indian. But the thing is, he does not know. So you can see, yeah, like in most of the variations, even in my opening book, d5 is recommended straight away. But only if you know about this move, then only you can play d5, or else there is no way you can just figure out that d5 has to be the move.
Mm.
I did opening prep some as white in
Uh-huh.
preparation for this tournament, and I couldn't remember the lines specifically for the different move orders. So I just didn't study enough, and it's
Yeah, well,
exactly what you're saying.
I think the thing
Knowing
what I'm trying to say is when you play these kind of openings, and let's just say you like how Rafi tried to play, yeah, with just b3 and stuff. So he gets a position where he's not worse, but he's not better either.
yeah,
So it's like wasting your white pieces, you know, that's what I'm saying.
yeah, the advantage.
Mm.
Maybe most of the openings these days are completely equal, so I don't have any issues. But the whole thing is in these, like when you go for knight e1, this is another line which is considered to be completely equal. Like usually they say that before you want to go knight e1 and stuff, it has to be in a completely different way. So basically you should play something like queen c2 first. So takes bishop e4, bishop b2. So let's just say f5, and white plays rook to d1, castles, and we also can try bishop h3 here. So you know, to go knight d2 and e4 and stuff like that.
Wow, interesting.
Yeah, but again, I mean, this is only after you know so many lines and you see so many things, only then. But just like that, yeah, I think, I mean, if you look at Rafi's move, very logical moves, yeah. Here, I think Rafi had the best chance to actually fight for an advantage. So d5 is, I didn't understand actually your opponent's plan. Normally, they say that black should not just, black should not push any of the pawns unless and until it's necessary.
Mm.
So I would say that actually in this position, black's probably the best reply for black is to play queen c8 here, keeping it here, you know.
Right. That would have, yeah.
That would have been the best way. Queen e7, not
I
so
would have
much.
still traded off the bishops, though, I think. I would have immediately played knight e1 if had he done that.
Yes. So here, after bishop g2, so black activates his queen, and you cannot get that e4 anymore.
Uh,
I think that's the only thing. d5 here, yeah, was a bit risky. So here, Rafi, I wanted to ask why you didn't take, by the way. I mean, there was this opportunity. So
why didn't I do that?
at first, I thought it's a notation mistake, but apparently he gave you a free pawn.
Can you go back again one more time?
Yeah, sure. So this moment when he played d5.
Is that what he played?
Yes. I mean, according to the notations, yeah.
Hmm. That's noted as the main line in the game.
Yes, Rafi, that was given as the whole game.
Uh, I don't know. I have no idea why I didn't play that. That's why I'm wondering if that was the case, or if had he already played Rook C8 or something by now.
No, the rook later on came to C8, but not here.
I don't understand why I would miss that kind of simple tactic.
I mean, it's not even a tactics. Yeah, it's just like a free pawn.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm confused on. Surely I would have seen that during the game. I don't know why. I have no idea.
So here, of
Here's-
course, I mean, the whole point is like after rook C7, he cannot take queen E2. Yeah, he just rook D7.
Yeah. Oh, wait. Did I consider I think I miscalculated here. I considered that after queen takes E2, I would have to take the queen, and then he would take
Ah,
back and the bishop, and B2 would be hanging.
okay.
I think
So
miscalculated and thought that I had to take the queen on E2.
got it.
That's
Okay.
got to be it.
That's what I thought as well when this happened. So here, queen C2, C6. I mean, okay, white's position still looks preferable here. And he somehow got this move as well.
Here's where I start going wrong and going on completely crazy in this position. I don't know why I played these next few moves.
So here was a very interesting moment as well. Like, is it already like a good time to activate the bishop?
I mean, like, it's on a good diagonal that's got a lot of open squares, but nothing is happening on the diagonal, right?
I mean, I'm just gonna put my bishop on D6, play
Uh,
E5, C5, block everything there. That bishop is going to create a lot of problems. Then, of course, I'm gonna push both side pawns. Yeah, like I can try to play A4, I can try to play H4,
F4.
F4 maybe. Yeah, I mean, I'll just push. I'll try to achieve some sort of a pawn break on the king side, on the queen side. I won't obviously commit anything because I don't have a lot of minor pieces,
yeah.
but just to keep the position like that. So
Hmm. Opening this position would favor black, right? Because then you're giving him rook activity, piece activity, right?
yeah, opening. So basically, I mean, if I make any captures, then black actually will solve his, I mean, problems. Yeah, like it will be justified that
Hmm.
why he has played, let's say, this passively. I mean,
Gotcha.
this is anyway a solid structure, like it's a defensive structure. So I was thinking bishop a3 to be good actually in this situation. The position is still equal, I mean, but I just felt that bishop should be taken out here.
Yeah, I did consider that. I don't know why. For some reason, I thought if I can install the bishop there, even then, like the knight would someday take it off. But if it does, then I have a connected pass pawn on D6.
Yeah.
Why
If you
didn't I
can,
just? Maybe I was scared that he would take on C4, open up the D file, and then eventually in the future might take on D6 or something. But that's such a long time, and
yeah, it's
it's like
too
doesn't
long.
make any sense to even be worried about that. So yeah, I think I should have played. I did consider bishop a3, by the way. I did consider the D6 square for the bishop, but
Mm-hmm.
for whatever reason, I felt I had. Actually, I got distracted with I don't know why I was thinking that this was one of those positions where I would just gain as much space somehow, but
Mm-hmm.
it ended up being absolutely horrible for me when I tried that because my king is completely open now. And I have all these holes everywhere.
Yeah, so basically this f4 idea will work. if you have the light square bishops, yeah.
Right. And if I
Without,
can actually play the pawns on the dark squares,
yeah,
effectively,
then
I
it
couldn't
makes
even get
sense.
that.
Yeah, but because this position, actually, I'm not very sure. I mean, I think we got a bit lucky that he offered a draw,
Mm-hmm.
but I mean, maybe black can try to actually play this position with
Yeah,
even queen e6 in this position.
absolutely. I think he should have for sure. I thought he should have just played knight f6 even, just held on to the e4 pawn.
Yeah, I mean, he has to take on e6 first, I guess.
He doesn't have to though. He can play knight f6, right? And after
Um,
taking on f7, he just plays king f8. Oh no,
the,
there's bishop
the rook
check.
is hanging. You cannot play king f8.
I'm sorry, I meant to say
King f7, he will take, of course.
right, something like
But
that.
but but is it necessary to not, because this is like a free pawn, like black is actually up a pawn here.
Oh, I can't even take on e4. Yeah.
Yeah. And you don't have d5 as well, so why not?
Yeah, this
Now
makes
now
sense.
now black will play h5, h4 actually very soon.
Mm. Yeah, definitely. Definitely he should have continued playing. 100% agree.
Yeah, so I mean, I think he offered a draw, which was slightly lucky for you.
Yeah, I was very happy to take that draw. I took it right away.
Yeah, in this position, I mean, it's I understand that he probably saw something like this and got scared.
Yes, I
I
think,
think that was the issue.
well, he thought that, I don't know why, for some reason, we were looking at lines like where he would, uh, why did I look at lines where I could just take on e4? I don't know what that play would have been.
Not very sure.
Yeah, I don't know either, honestly. He could have just taken with the rook. And then is there any kind of like
I mean, there
rook?
might be some tactics based on the back rank issues, but okay, this is all very hypothetical. And like why black should continue playing these situations, because black can take a draw anytime he wants.
Right.
I mean, black can just play e3 and it's a draw. Like there will be some
Mm,
queen f2 ideas. I'm just speculating right now, not calculating.
yeah.
And black always can try some rook g6, rook g3 sacrifices.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, but to me, just queen e6 looks fine. Actually, I'll just check it with the computer. Yeah, queen e6 looks obvious here. It's a free pawn.
Mm. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, we can go for the next one.
Okay. This one I was very disappointed with that I lost this.
Okay. So,
Okay. Yeah, I was gonna slow down here. Was I supposed to play after Queen A5? Was I supposed to play A4 and Rook A3?
so the moment a6 comes, you should play a4.
Okay.
It's
Then what
it's
does
the
Black do usually next?
So black will try this queen a5 move anyway, but here
Does
we
it play
play
Rook
rook a3.
A3, right?
Yeah, exactly.
I knew it. I knew this was the line that we came up with and stuff.
Yeah,
I forgot about it completely.
I
I
I think
remembered it as soon as I allowed this B5 to happen. I
yeah,
realized that I was supposed to stop and play. Like I know in previous games we discussed that. I don't know if it was with you, but I think maybe it was one of my opponents. We discussed and decided that just to allow Black to play B5 in these kind of structures anyway, because it's hard to really stop it, and it doesn't give him a whole lot. But I know me and Naim also came up with this line. I don't know. I think me and you originally came up with it, but Naim and I definitely went over this. And I remember very specifically we talked about this rook lift to stop the B5. idea?
Yes, Rook A3 is the main line, and I think I mean I'm for sure I knew that we discussed it.
Hmm.
So no, and I also think that it's a bit strange because I actually believe that we should not allow this move B5 to happen. Actually, I'll just show my recent game in this one. Um, so
But if he tries to do it some other way instead of Queen A5, though, he can still get it in if he wants to, right? He can play Bishop D7, some other stuff like that.
no, that never happens actually.
So if White wants, White can absolutely stop B5 under all circumstances.
Yes, yes. Actually, let's just say how exactly you are planning to play B5, like how you
Okay,
will get your move.
so
There is only
yes,
one way to get B5, which takes a lot of move, and I mean that is also one of the plans in this position for Black. So Black plays Knight D7, Rook B8, Knight B6, Knight A8, Knight C7, and Bishop D7. Only
right.
then B5 becomes possible. But that's already six moves with these pieces, yeah?
Yeah.
So when you play six moves with these pieces, you eventually either end up giving a good kingside attack to white on this side, or white will get E5 at some point, yeah?
And even then, if I want to play on the queen side, couldn't I still just play A5
Yes,
myself?
that's exactly what happens. So when all these things are done, when black is finally ready for B5, we just play A5.
Right.
So basically what I'm trying to say is like B5 here is very difficult to achieve. But if black achieves B5, then black's position is very good. I mean, this is another game like I've recently in the last summers I got it actually in the same line. So it's the same position just with E6 and Queen A5 included. So here also I played Rook A3, you can say.
Mm.
So and the whole game my opponent actually did not get B5. So now already I mean white's attack is like coming very fast.
Mm-hmm.
So we can say that white won the opening battle, yeah. Like I got E5 first, then his B5. So
Yeah, that's right.
and now I even okay, like I found some really nice tactics, and it was very difficult to play as black already. It's just
Mm.
straight away lost.
Mm-hmm.
So uh I think we had to stop B5. Allowing B5 makes no sense in this position
Okay. Yeah, true. Makes sense.
because now always black will have that Rook B8, Rook B4 ideas, and
Yeah.
Bishop at 6. I'm not very sure if we should play Bishop at 6 though straight away. Uh, I mean, maybe we need to try to play F4 E5 at some point. But okay.
Wait, hold on. Why not Bishop H6? That's the strongest, one of the strongest pieces black has, right? Like that
Uh,
bishop is
yes. I mean, no, that way, of course, Bishop at 6 is fine. As I said, it's probably not a big mistake or something. But I just think that as long as the bishop is on G5, like F4 E5 can come with great effect. So
Is it also because black can play Queen D4?
Um,
And
also, another reason is that when we dislodge the queen to h6, he gets queen d4, and after that, we don't have like a proper attack, yeah, on the king side.
got it.
So we have to be careful. Knight d1, okay. Yeah, somehow white's pieces are slightly misplaced, yeah, I can say. Okay, went for the sacrifice.
Yeah, I mean, I figured I'd get a couple of pawns out of it, but I didn't know if it was really gonna make sense ultimately.
Mm,
His pieces just coordinated so nicely on these dark squares from here.
yeah, obviously. Yeah, well, he shouldn't go for the end game for sure.
Hmm.
I
So
mean,
I should have taken the queen.
of course, yes, 100%. Just take and neutralize this pawn, and white should be better.
Mhm.
Something
So
like
I
this.
was still thinking that I was still under some type of impression that I have some sort of a pawn storm attack or something like that. But
No, I think the end game is something which white should be aiming for because white does not have any further weaknesses, yeah, if you go to the end game. As long as the queen is there, you will have problems on the dark squares.
maybe I was scared of knight f4 followed by taking on e2 followed by knight takes h5.
In this position, like if we go here,
Yeah.
that's fine, yeah, like you can actually give up that pawn. I mean, okay, so this knight f4, let's say rook h2, takes knight h5, yeah. So we go to rook h2, knight f4, bc4, and activate this guy.
Hmm.
I mean, okay, then I think we should just bring the king to e3 at least. White should not have any problems. Yeah, I mean, white cannot lose this position. That's what I'm saying, trying to say.
Hmm.
Yeah, so okay position, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, exchanging queens, of course, is necessary. Keeping the queen means this knight f4 will prove even more harmful, you know? Like he just gets all his pieces on the dark squares and we have nothing.
Right.
Yeah, this looks pretty bad. So white's coordination is completely lost, yeah?
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah,
Nothing.
full disarray.
I mean, rooks are scattered away, queen is not doing anything,
Hmm.
bishop on d1 is stuck. So it's basically like we are waiting for black to find the right winning plan.
Yeah. And he had so many chances, I think, but he just somehow couldn't. Okay, so here I made a mistake. I feel like with I should have left the queen on c7. I feel like it's a very nice square for the queen, and I don't know if that was probably right either. Going for queen d6.
But okay, what can we do? Yeah, that's the issue.
Maybe we could play. Uh,
Rook f1 or something.
maybe. I guess queen d6 wasn't the worst
Well, at
scenario.
least we have some compensation right
Okay, so
now.
hold on. No, wait. Queen f4 was a mistake. I think I should have played. Go back. Instead of that, I should have played queen e7.
Queen e7.
Yeah.
Yeah, interesting move, queen e7. But queen e7, just rook g7.
Um,
Trying to play f5 next.
hmm,
So it's a bit of a challenge, yeah, right now.
yeah. I had nothing after couldn't I play like maybe I don't know e5 or something like that?
E5, f5. I'm a bit worried about that. Like queen e7, rook g7, e5, maybe f5.
Queen f6.
Queen f6. So still you cannot take anything. Or maybe now I just take, yeah, fg4.
Yeah, it's looking real bad now because there's queen h4 check and not queen h4 check, but
I
g3
mean,
is coming.
yeah, you have to take this one, and I'll just trade off and play rook f7.
Yeah.
I mean, such endgames, like, okay, I don't think white has much chances here.
Yeah.
Yeah, but as you can say, I mean, it's difficult to actually judge those positions, but I would say that a4, of course, needs to be played here.
Mm-hmm.
A4 and rook a3. But the main move order is always to start with a4, so that now queen a5 basically makes no sense. Just go rook a3. That's the point. Yeah, like he cannot come here. We have rook b3.
Mm-hmm.
And we also discussed this line as well. So
Yeah. Basically, I should be playing pretty much a4 every time a6 comes in this.
yes,
Uh,
as soon as a6 happens, we should play a4. Like as you can see in my game, the moment my opponent even did not play e6 first, he played a6, and I straight away played a4. Yeah, very similar to your game.
he really can't play it to play this b5 without. I mean, he has to do that maneuver that you just showed with the knight on c7. He can't just play bishop d7 and some other stuff like that to get b5 in, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I've had someone play bishop d7, queen e8,
But
something
when
like that.
but when they go bishop d7, queen e8, still b5, I'll just take a b5. Yeah, the rook is not defended.
Right.
But that's what happens most of the times in this position. Like this d7 square is necessary for black's knight and for black's bishop, yeah, and he cannot get both of these things.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I'm pretty sure you remember, yeah, when knight d7 comes, we always get this knight h3, knight f2.
Mm-hmm.
So then black's knight is also not even stable on e5 because constantly f4 is a threat.
Yes. Yep.
So yeah, I think here the problem was we allowed too much chances for black on the queen side, and because of that, black got a lot of play.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and these things, of course, it's not so easy to remember. I mean, these are obviously standard, but I think the most important thing is to get a lot of games in this one. Like, for example, you can actually play some training games from this position itself with multiple opponents just to, make sure that you have that muscle memory with you, yeah, to play a4 whenever, like as soon as this
Mm-hmm.
happens.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Can go for the next one. So that's it. Yeah, I think
Yeah.
we're done. Yeah, okay. Yeah. Well, I think both the losses unfortunately happened because of openings. Yeah. I mean, that queen
Pretty
b2 was.
much. Well, this one, I mean, at the end, I did kind of manage to hold myself together, but I flagged.
No,
This
I
game
think
also, I came
I think this game
almost
was
an hour late, and I caught back up on the time and everything, and then flagged somehow.
wow. So why
And
Rafi, you have so much time? I mean, why you are getting delayed so much?
I'm just late waking up in the mornings, honestly, and then I show up late and stuff like that. But it is forcing me to play much more from like intuition, in a
Yeah.
lot of these games. And like with this game, for example, I mean, I caught up with that whole hour. I gained back very quickly, and even had a time advantage. The only reason I flagged in this one is because I'm not used to writing down the moves when the time is so low.
Mhm.
Because this one was increment 30-second, the requirement was
write.
you keep writing even if you have less than a minute left. You have to
Yes,
keep
yes,
writing,
yes.
and I wasn't used to that format. Usually in most chess tournaments in the US, if you get below 5 minutes,
Yeah, you stop
you
writing.
or your opponent, you stop writing. So that was kind of what threw me off.
Actually, I think the rule is something different. So basically, the rule says that if it's an increment, you have to write. So if it's a 30 seconds increment, yeah, like
Right.
any classical increment, then you have to write no matter how low you are on time.
Yeah.
And if you have any other time control, like delay or no increment or whatever, writing is not compulsory. It doesn't matter when you are writing, when you are not.
Right.
So,
Yeah.
so
Same.
yeah. So here I see that you actually won back the piece. I mean, and probably you already had a perpetual, but you just didn't go for it. Yeah,
I was trying to win. Yeah.
I can see
I
that.
thought I would have some type of a forced checkmate on G6 or something like that.
Yeah.
And then, yeah.
I mean, technically speaking, this position was lost, but your opponent's conversion was very strange. I don't even know why he sacrificed so many pieces as well.
Yeah. I mean, he had so many chances to win. I thought that too.
Yeah, it's just and the last position, even where your time ran out, I think it's a straightaway drawn position.
Yeah. Obviously, I shouldn't have played King G4. I should have protected the pawn.
Yeah, Queen F3 looks
Pawn
logical
F3.
here, right?
Yeah. Yes.
Because I think in the king pawn endgame we can catch his. I mean, we also have our d pawn, yeah. So
Yeah.
like basically, I was looking at this line, where he can play a3,
We both get
b3,
queens. Yeah.
c3, but here white also gets d6, d7,
Right.
or white can start with king e3 actually maybe, and then go d6, d7. So
Right. Yeah. I knew I wasn't gonna lose it because of we
yeah,
both queen basically.
yeah. Of course, I think this was okay for white to continue.
Mm-hmm.
There is no reason to even draw this position.
Mm-hmm.
Although most likely the result is still going to be a draw, but okay, we can play on.
Right.
Okay. Okay. All right, Rafi. Then I think we'll finish today.
Okay.
So Kevin, I'll be waiting for your games as well.
Oh, really? Okay. I was
Yeah.
sure. I can add that.
Whenever you get time, you can just add your games to this study, I guess.
I had them in a format. What is the chess-based format?
CBV format.
Yes.
Yeah, you can just send it to me then. I mean, I'll make the study for you. It's no problem.
Okay. Awesome. I'll
Yeah.
just do that then.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
I've
pretty
already
much it.
I've already emailed him once, so I can just do it again then. Cool.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. Okay.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Sounds good.